Hey crafty friends, it's Rick. I'm back with another video for Pixi Dust Designs. Today we're going to be using the Fox Valentine box die set. We're just going to be using the Fox out of it. We're going to use the Cozy Winter die set. I'm going to pick out the hat, one of the hats, mittens, and scarf for my Fox, along with the Let It Snow sentiment. I used the Grandfather Clock Christmas Chimney die for the banner here. And then I used the Let It Snow die, sentiment die, for some snowflakes. You could use whatever snowflakes you have. Those are just the ones I could find. So I've already got my parchment piece cut. I've got a standard A2 card base and a piece of Hammermill smooth cardstock. Cut at 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to add a little ink blending to this, but we're also going to go ahead and build up our Fox and everything. I'm going to start off with the banner. Now, I did cut this part twice because it has the holes and I wanted to cover up the holes, so I cut it twice. So we will add a little liquid glue behind our little thing there. I will add that to this end. And I'm doing this first because I'm actually going to build my Fox behind it. So I can add that in. That's just the part of the scroll. And it's all right. For my little Fox, I'm going to take in the little head and I'm going to add liquid glue behind that. And I will add that to the base layer. And we'll just line that right up. Let me get her little nose. So I'm going to add liquid glue behind that. Pop her little nose in. All right, we can layer up our eyes. And there are a couple layers for the eyes. We have our parts with our eyelashes. So I'll add those on. I have the white of the eyes. We'll go on next. We have our little eye inside parts of our eyes, our pupils. So we'll add those. So we're just building up our parts and pieces to begin with. So add our other little eyes. There is our little Fox's head all done. We're going to build up our little hat for her. So I've cut 3 pieces for this. It actually has different pieces that you can add onto the base to change the hat look. So I chose this snowflake pattern. And I just cut it from a lighter pink cardstock. So we're going to add that onto our base layer. I've got my part for that. So our second layer, which now I'm realizing I probably should have cut from the darker cardstock, but it'll be okay because we'll add some glitters. We got our little pomp right there. I'm going to add. We've got her little scarf. It came in 2 pieces. So I'm going to add liquid glue behind the stripes. Just little dots. Add those on. I'm going to add a little bit of color to our card stock here. So we're going to add just some ink blend from the center out to just add a little bit of grounding. So we have a little bit of color back there for our sky and our ground. And I'm going to attach this to my card base. All right, so I've decided to take and change my little scroll into a fence. So I just took some markers and created that into a little fence. So I'm going to actually add this to my card. I'm going to take that as far down as I can go. And then I'm going to have my little fox kind of peeking at from behind our little fence right there. But we're going to go from the other side. She's going to have her little scarf as well. So I'm going to take off the backings of my foam tape here. Kind of arrange our little fox head where I want her to be. Take our foam tape off our little scarf. I'm going to tuck this back behind there. Because she's peeking out from behind. Have our little scarf hanging over. We're going to have her little paws coming over on this side right there. Then we'll have her other little paws over here. Add our little sentiment. So I'll just add some liquid glue behind that. Wet. Which is funny because when I went to the doctor's this morning, it actually was snowing a little bit. It was little bits of snowflakes coming down, flurries, here in Alabama, which is not good because we were in the 70s last week. So we'll add a little bit more glue for our last part of our little sentiment. Then I've got those little snowflakes I'm going to add in our background. And I'm going to give her a few little highlights with a paint marker. So we'll just add a few little highlights here. Lay some on her little paws. A few across our little fence that we made out of that banner. A few on her little scarf. on her little nosy. All right, here's a finished look at my card. I hope that you give this a try. If you like the products you've seen used today, I will have them all linked and listed below in the video description. You can pick them up at the online store. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Stay crafty. Love you.